Hello kids. So we start the type 8 questions. Here this topic is also bearings, but it is little advanced. It will be beyond right angle triangle, because we have learnt in previous videos that when you are moving in and you are turning, that actually you create a right angle triangle. In this kind of questions we will not have a right angle triangle, so you will have to use sine and cos rules apart from the bearing things. Okay, so that's why we call it little advanced questions on bearings. So we'll start directly with a question so that we can draw a diagram converting words into a mathematical expression, and we'll solve it. Okay. So here we have a ship which is sailing 50 kilometers on a bearing of 72. Okay, it moved on 72. Once it passes a reef, it turns and sails 41 kilometers on a bearing of 158. How far is the ship from starting point? So what we should do immediately, we should draw, because he is moving at 58. Okay, so I will draw some point, starting point here. This is my starting point. Okay, I'll draw it here so it is more understandable. And he is moving with a bearing of, so movement I will show you. He is going to a point, how much he travels? 58 kilometers. So he has traveled 58 kilometers, right? So at a bearing of how much? 51 degrees. So drawing itself is the most important thing here. So this is his motion, first set of motion. Okay, how much distance it is? 58. Okay, and how much he has traveled at what bearing? Bearing is 72 degrees. See, 72, that means it is the first quadrant only. Now, from here he turned and traveled at a bearing of 158. And he traveled little lesser, 50, so 41, this line is little smaller. So this 58, suppose he is here. Okay, now once again directions. This is 58 and this is 41 kilometers. What is the bearing? 158. 158 degrees. The first stage of converting the words into a mathematical drawing is complete. Let's begin. This is the starting point. He goes to a point, say point A, and then turns. The reef is here. He turns at a bearing of 158 and goes for 41 kilometers. This is 58, this is 41, so line is little smaller, this line is little longer. These basic things you should keep in mind. Okay. Now what he is telling, how far is the ship from starting point? He is asking only distance. Okay. So where is the distance? This is the end point. So we join this line and we need the length of this particular line, this line. We need length of this line. This is the distance. They can ask bearings also, right? First we will try and do this kind of question where we just find the distance. Now this is 72. Go for this angle. This is also 72. Alternate interior. Okay. Now this is 158. How much will be this? 180 minus 158, because it's a straight line. From here to here it is 180. 180 minus 158 is how much? 22 degrees. Now look at this angle. In previous questions we had 90, but here it is becoming 94 degrees. So it is not a right angle triangle. You have to be careful. In this all questions will be like this only. There won't be a 90 degree triangle. So you have a 94 degree. Now how to find distance? Look, go to the cos rule, cosine rule we call it. Cosine rule says, I will redo the cosine rule thing for you. If this is theta, this is A, this is B, this is C. So C will be equal to root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. We will use this thing to solve this question. Okay. Now, how to find D? D will be equal to root of This is our A, this is our B, and this is theta. So A is 58 square plus 41 square minus 2 times 58 41 cos of 94. That should give you your answer. Okay, how much is that? Let's calculate this. Fifth root of 73.33. What do we get? 73.33 kilometers. It's not degrees, it's kilometers. So that's the distance from starting point to the end point. Okay, this question is done. So we used what? Cos rule here. Use cos rule. You have two sides and the angle between them. Third side can easily be found using this formula. Okay. If you have forgotten the formula, you can go to trigonometry where I have shown the cos rule, cosine rule. Learn that, it will become very easy for you. Okay. Let's do the next question. Yeah. A boat travels 13 kilometers in direction of 138, further 11 kilometers. Okay, so here, let's first draw the axis. My hands are more stable than while using the pen. Pen for small things. Okay. Now 138 degrees. 138 should be somewhere here. This is 138 degrees. Boat started from here, starting point. Okay. How much distance? 11 kilometers. From here, it is traveling only at 67. So this angle is 67 degrees. And how far he traveled? Okay, so we did a small mistake. This is 13 kilometers and this is 11 kilometers. Now we want bearing as well as distance from the starting point. This is end point and this is your turning point T. Okay. Now this is 138. So how much is this angle? 150 minus 138, 180 minus 138. This is 42. If this is 42, this angle is also 42. What is the total? 67 plus 42, 109. Right? Now you have two sides of the triangle and the angle between them. Right? So only now thing you have to find this distance, SE, side SE. How will you do? Once again cos rule. This is thing you have to find. So this will be equal to root of 13 square plus 11 square minus 2 times 13 11 cos of 109 degrees. If you do this, you will get this value. Let's do. $19.57 kilometers. So distance we are able to find. Distance is how much? 19.57 kilometers. Now we have to find bearing. Which bearing? This one, this angle. It's looking like on horizontal, but our diagrams are not accurate. We can find this. How we can find? To find this angle, right, we have to find, this is 138, no? So if I find this angle, 138 minus this theta will give me this bearing. Because the total is from here to here, you see it is 138. And if I subtract this theta, I will get my bearing. How to get this theta? You can use sine rule, because you are having already this angle, this upon this, okay? Sine theta is this angle upon this side. So I will write sine of 109 over 19.57. Sine of this angle opposite to this should be equal to sine of theta over 11. Sine theta over 11. Can I find this theta? It's very easy to find, right? How do you find? Theta will be equal to, I'll write it here. Theta will be equal to sine inverse of, multiply 11 times 9, 109, 11 times sine 109 divided by 19.57. 19.57. Just find how much theta it is. Okay, let's do. Sine inverse of 32.1. So this is how much? 32.1. Now if I subtract 138 minus 32.1, I'll get the bearing. (105.9 degrees). 105.9 degrees. Okay, understood. So we have solved this question too. Understood? Okay. So keep pausing and do it yourself on pen and paper. Let's see this. After this we have quite good amount of questions. Okay. X is 20 kilometers north of Y. X is 20 kilometers north of Y. Mobile telephone mast M is supposed to be placed 15 kilometers from Y. So basically Y is the point which we have to first draw. Okay. So our point is Y is here, right? And X is 20 kilometers north of Y. So let X be here, right? M is placed bearing from X is 140. This is your mast, and the bearing from here to here, this is how much? 140 degrees. Up to here, am I right? X is 20 kilometers north of Y, so this distance also will, this is 20 kilometers. Okay, this is also completed. Mast M is placed 15 kilometers from Y. Oh, so this distance is also given, 15 kilometers from Y at a bearing of 140 from X. Okay, the diagram is complete. So part 1 done. Calculate distance of each of these positions from X. So this 20 is already given. We have to calculate this distance. Okay, how will you calculate? This is there, this is here, this angle is here. So we know that this angle is 180 minus, so this is 40 degrees, 180 minus 140. So we have two sides and one angle outside, right? Any other thing we have here? We can calculate this angle. This angle we can calculate first. How we will calculate this angle? Let it be theta. So we will put sine of theta over 20 is equal to sine 40 over opposite thing is 15, right? So this theta will be equal to sine inverse of, okay, 15 times sine, 20 times sine 40 divided by 15. 20 times sine 40 divided by 15. So this theta we get. With this theta, if we get this theta, we will get this theta, then again we will put a sine rule to find the other side. Okay, so let's do this. Sine inverse of 20 sine 40 divided by 15. 58.99. This is 58.99 degrees. So how much is this angle now? Plus we will add 40 and subtract it from 180. This is 81 degrees. 81 degrees. Now finding this side is very simple. Once again we will use sine rule, right? So I will use the same thing. I will write sine 81 by, let this distance be d. Now can I use this ratio to find d, right? It is easy. So what will be d? D will be equal to 15 times sine 81, 15 times sine 81 divided by sine 40. How much it is? Sine 81 by sine 40. 23.05 kilometers. See, we used sine rule here. We didn't use any cos rule. So first we found the angles, and using angles we could find the any side of the triangle. That's how we use sine rule. Okay, pause the video and try to understand and do yourself. Next we have a quadrilateral. This is quadrilateral given to us. Given AD is 16 and this is 25. DC is 5 meters greater than AB. So if I write this as x, this will be x plus 5. This much they have given us. Okay. Now, how long is the fence? We have to find the perimeter of the whole thing. So to find perimeter, we have to find the x itself, right? How we can do this? What I would do is, I will divide this. Now I have got two triangles. I have angle, side, side. Can I find BD? BD length from this triangle also I can find. BD length from the below triangle also I can find. Because they are common side for the two triangles, ABD and DCB. And I will equate them. I will get x, right? So let's do it. So using cos rule, AD will be equal to root of x square plus 16 square minus 2 times 16 times x cos of how much? 120. This is our AD. If I use the triangle which is above. Now if I am using the triangle which is below, it will be, this is my equation 1. So now I am using to find AD, the below triangle. AD will be equal to root of 25 square plus x plus 5 whole square minus 2 times 25 x plus 5 cos 60. Cos 60. Okay. Now you see, I found AD with the above triangle, AD with the below triangle. Now job becomes very easy. Both are AD, I will equate them. Both are under roots, so we can square on both sides and the roots will vanish. Okay. So I will directly write things without root. I am equating this one with this one, the whole thing, because both are AD. So let us square both the sides so that the roots are vanishing. Okay. So it is x square plus 256 minus 32 into cos 120 minus 16x. This becomes plus 16x, because this whole thing is negative. So it is 16x equals to, right side 625 plus, expand this bracket as you expand a plus b whole square. Don't forget that 2ab term. Okay. So it is x square plus 10x plus 25 minus cos 60 is half, that 2 and 2 will go away. So negative 25 into x is negative 25x, and negative 25 into 5 is minus 125. Okay. What I did, cos 60 is half, that half will cancel with this, it's negative 25 multiplying with both of them, so that's your thing. Now try to simplify, cancel off the x square straight away, because both sides they are same, cancel it off, okay. Now you have 256 plus 16x here, and simplify on this side, 625 plus 25, 650, 650 minus 125, how much is that? 525. 525, and 10x minus 25x is minus 15x. Okay, this is minus 15x. On the left side you have 256 plus 16x. Get this 15 here, 256 on that side. So this 15, the moment it comes here, it will become 31x equals to 525 minus 256. 269. X is equals to 269 over 31. 8.68. So x is how much? The moment you get x is equal to 8.68. Now can you find the perimeter of this? This is 8.68. 8.68. This is 8 plus 5. 13.68. Now add 8.68 plus 16 plus 13.68 plus 25. So what's your answer of thing? 8.68 plus 16 plus 13.68 plus 25. 63.36. The final answer is 63.36 meters. That's the length of the fence or the perimeter of this closed shape. Okay? Pause, do yourself, you will get. Okay? Now let's see the next question. So they say that this distance is 5, this is also 5, and this is 5. When this thing is possible? Then when there is a circle passing through all the 3 vertices, right? So this each one becomes the radius. We don't have to worry about that. If you draw this line here, so each of this triangle is isosceles triangle because 5, 5, and here also we draw. This is 90, and here also you can draw 190. Okay. Now each of this triangle AXC is isosceles because it has 2 equal sides. Now look at triangle AXB. You have AX and BX are also equal, so that is also isosceles. Right, when they are isosceles, what is the property of isosceles triangle? Let this angle be A. So this will also be equal. Isosceles triangle has equal angles, right? Adjacent to equal sides. So let this be B. So this one also will be B, and let this be C. So therefore this angle is also C. Right? Once you have done this, you understood, right? So now what we will do, A plus C is how much? Let's figure out A plus C. A plus C is given as 80 degrees. Look, AC is 80, correct? Now A plus B. A plus B is 40 and B plus C is 60. You have 3 linear equations. Can you find value of A, B and C? Very, very easy. Okay. Because see it is AC, I will use this and I will subtract. So what I will get? B minus C is equal to minus 40, or I will write C minus B equals to 40. A will cancel, and here also BC, here also BC, and this I am going to write here, it is C plus B equals to 60, right? So now if you add them, minus B plus B will go, 2C will be equal to 100, therefore C is 50 degrees. Our first thing is done. C is 50, so therefore A will be how much? 30. 30. And A plus B is 40, therefore B is 10. So we could find all the 3 angles. Once you have found all 3 angles, let us take this side. Okay. So this angle A for us is how much? 30 degrees. Take this triangle, so cos 30 is equal to how much? Cos 30 is this length, let it be x, so this is also x, because this is also 30, let this be y, this is also y, and let this be z, so this is also z. Okay. Now cos 30 is x upon 5, therefore x equals to 5 cos 30, right? What is this length of this side? 2x, therefore AC is 2x, therefore it is 2 times 5 cos 30. How much is the value? 2 times 5 cos 30, 8.66. So AC is 8.66. So we have found AC is 8.66 centimeter. Okay. Now let us look at this triangle B. Cos B equals to y upon 5. Therefore, y equals to 5 cos B, and B value is how much? 10. Right? So 5 cos 10 is 4.92, and this side is 2y. Therefore, CB is equal to into 2, 9.85 centimeter. And similarly, you can do AB. Understood, right? It is very easy. So we are using simple trigonometry. We converted this triangle into small right angle triangles, right? And every time we knew the hypotenuse was 5, 5, 5. And we know that it is isosceles triangle, so these two sides will be equal, these two sides will be equal. And then each small side we found x, y, z. We multiplied by 2, we got each sides. Okay. So with this, we come to end of this video, and I hope you will be able to do all the kinds of questions which I have given in the exercise. Please try them, because they will only improve your skill in trigonometry, and you should be ready for any kind of bearing questions. Thank you.